You're too slow!
This quote from the Smash Bros. Series sums up the philosophy and attitude of our friend Sonic the Hedgehog. Upon making it to the 3D world, one of the bangers that our world was blessed with in 2001 was Sonic Adventure Battle 2. This series involved telling the same story through the eyes of different characters, a throwback to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Players could go through two separate storylines that would cycle between different characters involved in various events. The Sonic Adventure series set a new tone for 3D Sonic games and established new character personalities. The composers for this game are Kenichi Tokoi, Fumie Kumatani, Tomoya Ohtani, and Jun Sinoue. Tomoya Ohtani is directly responsible for today's track. Him and rapper Hunnid P produced all of the tracks for Knuckles stages. Ohtani's first contribution on the Sega team was on Choo Choo Rocket back in 1999. He has since contributed to many of the Sonic games from that point forward, as well as other Sega-affiliated projects. Huge thanks to Ohtani and Hunnid P for this track. Let's get ready to break this one down. See you at the set.
This place sure feels haunted. There's no time to lose. I have to hurry and find the Master Emerald.
I ain't gon' let it get to me. I'm just gon' creep down and pumpkin hill. I got to find my little speed. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. My foes try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure trying to get me.
Hey guys, Kenny Jr. here. Welcome back to Stick to Games. Today's track comes from Sonic Adventure Battle 2, one of my personal favorites of all time. And in the spirit of Halloween, we're going to be covering the theme from Pumpkin Hill, Knuckles stage, also known as A Ghost Pumpkin Soup. This legendary song actually has its influences drawn from 90s hip-hop. A perfect example is this one particular song by Nas. I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but it'll be right next to me in the video anyway. If this is a kind of style that you want to add to some of your tunes, some of your compositions, there's going to be a couple of elements that we go over. And this is also going to be practicing the concept of open hand drumming, which I'll explain once I get to the video as well. So let's go ahead and take it to the set. As we mentioned, we'll be talking about open hand drumming. That's the concept where you actually don't cross your hands, but instead you're going to let your left hand be responsible for your hi-hat and your right hand will remain responsible for your ride cymbal. This is, of course, the most efficient way to play them if you need to play them simultaneously. It opens up with us doing our hi-hat on every quarter note with your left hand, so you have a nice and strong downbeat going, and your ride's gonna go in between and not shuffle the 16th notes, but don't play it right on the beat, play it a little lazily. Let's go ahead and give that first part a try. Another popular thing that you hear in hip-hop music, you're gonna begin your 2 and 4 with the snare drum, and you're gonna skip your first downbeat. Just 8 notes in the hi-hat, so I'm gonna skip that and just gonna show you the bass and snare part. Alright, I'm going to now make the transition from part 1 to part 2, and we're going to go ahead and throw our 8th notes in the hi-hat. Just like the right part that I mentioned earlier, when you play your kick drum 16th notes, don't swing them, don't shuffle them. You want to play this one kind of right against the snare drum. Let's try it. Alright, now we're about to get into the real open-handed drumming part 3, where we have that same kick and snare drum groove. The right hand is going to make a return to what it did at the beginning. Hi-hat hand is going to be doing straight eighths. We're going to run through this one slowly. On that last repetition, you may have noticed that I dropped my bass out, dropped my snare out. This is a popular technique used in not only 90s hip-hop, but the same kind of hip-hop today. Because of course, in hip-hop, we know that the rapper's vocals are the absolute most important. And whatever they do, we get to accent it for emphasis by either dropping out one part, two parts, or all together. So I'll now do a rep of this hip-hop groove, and occasionally I will drop out the kick, the snare, or the cymbals, or all three, some sort of combination. Listen at this one first. Once you get the concept, try it out for yourself. Alright, so now that you've gotten the open hand down, you've gotten the concept of the hip hop down, that's pretty much all there is to this tune, and that's pretty much all you need to know about adding that old school hip hop feel to it. So let's go ahead and run this one top down. Alright guys and gals, that just about does it for us today. As we saw, 90s hip hop, not too difficult to emulate. Definitely you want to keep your focus on keeping the groove, staying in that pocket, and doing those classic hip hop beat drops of one or more elements of the set for the vocals, emphasis on whatever part they're on, whatever works out for them. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure you drop comments for any video game tracks that you'd like for me to cover at a future point. I will definitely try to get to them. Till next time, everyone.